Hello everyone, welcome to the Ultimate Python Coding Bootcamp. So, you have learned the theory in previous lectures and you have done the basic practice. So, now I have prepared 15 brand new coding challenges for you. So, for every questions, I will put the problem on the screen and I want you to pause the video and try to solve it yourself and then press play to watch me quote the solution. Okay, so let's get started with challenge number one. Okay, so our very first question is it is a basic logic and maths. So the challenge one is the basic calculator. Okay, the basic BMI calculator. Okay, so problem is write a program that asks the user for their weight in kg and height in meters. Okay, and calculate their BMI. Okay, body mass index. In short, BMI. Okay, and print it. Okay, so challenge one is a real world program. So a BMI calculator. BMI is calculated by dividing a person's weight by their height squared. Okay, so we will use the exponent operator as we have learned this. This is exponent operators. We learn it in lecture one. Okay, so our question is write a program that asks the user for their weight in kg and height in meters, calculate their BMI and print it. Okay, so let's do the coding part. So first we will take here a variable weight. Okay, and we will take weight from user and weight must be a floating point, floating value. Okay, so we will take here float, then we will take here input, and then we write here enter your weight in kg. Enter your weight in kg. Now we will take another variable height and take user input, float input. Now enter your height in meters. Okay. Now BMI formula is BMI. We will take another variable name as BMI, and BMI formula is weight divided by height exponent to height squared. Okay, so height double asterisk 2 is height square. Okay, BMI formula is BMI is equal to weight divided by height square. Okay, and then we simply write here print your BMI is BMI. Okay, that's it. So we have taken here variable weight. And from the user, we have taken here the weight of the person, and we have taken here height of the person. And then we simply write here BMI is equal to weight divided by height double into 2. Okay, double asterisk 2. Now print here your BMI is BMI. Okay. Now we will save the file and run the code. So for example, let's take the weight as 65 kg. Okay. And the height is say 1.70. 1.70 meter. Okay. So the BMI of that person is 22.49. Okay. And so on. Similarly, if we take here another input, for example, if we take here weight as, let's say 80 and height as 1.7, and you can see here BMI is 26.72 and so on. Okay, so that's it for this question, guys. Now let's move to challenge number two. Okay, so our challenge number two is the login simulator. So our question is ask the user for a username and password. If the user name is admin and the password is 1234, then print access granted. Otherwise, print access denied. Access denied. Okay, guys. So let's build simple security login. So we need to check two conditions at the exact same time. So this is the perfect time to use our logical and operator. Okay, inside an if state. So we first take here a user input in variable username is equal to input. Okay, then we simply write here enter username. And we take here one more variable password. Password is equal to input and then enter password. And now we simply write here if username double is equal to admin and password double is equal to 1234. Okay. As given here, username is admin and password is 1234. Then we need to print access granted. Okay. And print access granted. Welcome back. Okay. Else we need to print access denied. Access denied. Incorrect credentials. So, all right, we have done this question. So first we have taken here variable username and user input with input function and same as password. And we have taken here password as input from the user and we have used if else conditionals. Okay. And checked here whether username is double is equal to admin and password double is equal to 1234. Okay. Here double is equal to is a comparison operator. Okay. So it will check whether password double is equal to 1234 and username double is equal to admin or not. If username double is equal to admin and password double is equal to 1234, then the condition will become true and access and then the code will print it access granted, welcome back. Okay. And if this will become false, then the else condition will run and it will print access denied, incorrect credentials. Okay. So now let's save the file and run the code. So let's take username as admin and password as 1234. So we give here a space. Okay, so let's enter username as admin and password as 1234. Okay. So you can see here access granted, welcome back. Okay. Now if we write here username as let's give admin and password as 5678, then you will see here access denied, incorrect credential because password is not 1234. Okay. Similarly, if we take here one more example and we write here user as user and password as 1234, then you will see here access denied, incorrect credential because this time username is incorrect. Username is admin. Correct username is admin. Okay. And we have written here user. So this is incorrect. That's why it gave us output as access denied, incorrect credentials. Okay. So that's it for this question. Let's move to next question. So our challenge number 3 is remove all spaces. Okay. So question is ask the user for a sentence and print the sentence with all blank spaces removed. Okay, let's take AH capital. Ask the user for a sentence and print the sentence with all blank spaces removed. Okay, so here, how do we remove spaces from a string? So remember our string function from lecture 2. We can use dot replace to swipe every blank space with an empty string. Okay, so you can see here we have taken here a variable text, and taken here user input, then we write here enter sentence, then we simply take here one more variable, no space is equal to text dot replace. Okay, and we will write here in double quote space. Okay, this space is replaced by no space. Okay, here you can see here it is no space. Okay, now we will write here print sentence, sentence without, sentence without spaces. Okay, and we write here no spaces. Okay, now we will see here whether this is okay. No spaces not, we will write here no space. Okay, so now we will see here whether this is true or not. So we will save the file and run the code. So here you will write here enter a sentence. So let's give here a sentence as I am learning Python, Python programming. I am learning Python programming. Okay. So here you will see sentence without spaces. I am learning Python programming. Okay. I am learning Python programming. Here we have given here I am learning Python programming, and sentence without spaces will I am learning Python programming spaces will be removed. Okay. So that's it for this question. Now we will move into towards next question. Okay. So our next question is, so we need to sum an element of a list. Okay. So we will take here a variable. Okay, first write the question given a list of numbers is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. Now calculate the total sum of all the numbers using a for loop. Okay. Here given a list of numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and calculate the total sum of all the numbers using a for loop. Okay. So yes, Python has a built-in sum function. So, but as a beginner, you need to understand how the loop works. So let's build a total counter and add every element to it one by one. Okay. So first we need here a list prices, and let's copy the elements. Okay, simply write it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Now we will take here a variable total and initialize it to 0. Okay. Now simply we will take here for price in prices. For price in prices. Okay. And we will take here total plus is equal to price. Okay. This will okay. This will simply add the current price to the total. Okay. Now we will write here print the total sum of the list age total. Okay. So the total sum of the list is total. Okay. Now we have done the question. So what we have done here, list is given, list of prices given. Now we have declared a variable total and initialize it to 0. Okay. Now here for we have taken a for loop for price in prices. It will iterate from each element of a list. Okay. One by one. Okay. Now here in total variable, first total plus is equal to price is same as total is equal to total plus price. Okay. So here first 10 will come, and here total is equal to 0. So total plus price. Okay. So 0 plus price is 0 plus 10 is 10. Okay. Now it hold the value of 10. Total hold the value of 10. Now total is equal to total plus price. Now 20 will come, and 10 plus 20 will become 30. Similar and so on. Okay. So let's check. Okay. So you can see here the total sum of the list is 150. We will check here 10 plus 20 30, and 30 plus 30 60, and 60 plus 40 100, and 100 plus 50 150. Absolutely correct. Okay. So we have done the question. Now we will moving towards next challenge. Okay. These challenges are little simple, guys, because you all are beginners. So the challenge 5 is find the maximum number. Okay, so let's first write the question. So our question is given a list 15, 8, 31, 42, and 3. Okay. Now we need to find the largest numbers using a loop. Okay. And okay, so do not use the built-in max function. Okay. Do not use the built-in max function. Okay. So, so how does a computer find the biggest number? So we have created a variable called, wait, first we will take here. Okay, first we will take here nums is equal to 50. Let's copy the whole list here. This is the given list, and then we have taken a max num is equal to nums 0. Okay. Assume the first number is the biggest for now. Okay. Now, okay, we created a variable called maxnum and set it to the first item in the list. Okay, then we'll look at every single number using for loop. For el in nums, and then we check with conditionals if el is max num. Okay, then we have right here max num is equal to el. Okay, if we found bigger numbers, so we update it to max number. Okay, now, now we simply print here, print the largest number is the largest number is max num. The largest number is max num. Okay, okay, now we will check here. Now save the file and run the code. Okay, now you can see here in the list the largest number is 42. Okay, yes, it is absolutely correct because the largest number on the list is 42. Okay, so now if we update here a list and add an element 80. Okay, we save the file and then we run the code. Now we will see here the largest number is 80. Okay, because 80 is the largest in the whole list. Okay, so we have done this question, guys. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, so our next question is count. We need to count positive, negative, and zeros. Okay, so our question is given a list of mixed integers. Count how many are positive and how many are negative. Okay, and how many are zeros. How many are positive, how many are negatives, and how many are zeros. Okay. So this challenge combines loops and if else statements. So we will set up three separate counter and increment the correct one based on the value of the number. Okay. So first we need a number variable. Okay. And take a list of mixed integer. For example, let's take 10 minus 5, then take 0, then 8. You can take any random value. Okay. Then take minus 2, and then one more 0, and then 14. Now take a variable positive, simply write pause and initialize it to 0. And then declare one more variable negative, simply write here neg and initialize it to 0. Okay. And take one more variable 0 and initialize it to 0. Okay. Now we simply write here for num in numbers. And then we will check with conditionals if else. Okay. If then condition if num is greater than 0, then positive plus is equal to 1. Then we will increment the positive number. Okay. And if num is less than 0, then we increment the negative. Next, plus is equal to 1. Else, if the number is not positive nor negative, neither positive nor negative, then it must be a 0. Okay. We simply increment the 0 variable. Okay. With 1. And then last we write here print positive pause, and we need to print the negatives, numbers of negative, and neg, and then print zeros, and then 0. Okay, so first here list. First we have taken a number variable and we have taken a random value, mixed integers, okay, of positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0. Okay, and then we have taken here variable pause and initialize it to 0 and simply taken one more variable negative and take initialize it to 0 and a variable 0 and initialize it to 0. Okay, and then we simply taken here for num in numbers. Okay, to traverse from each element in a list. Okay, and then we have used conditionals to check whether it is greater than 0, then it must be a positive number, and if it is less than 0, then it must be a negative number, and if it is and else if it is neither a positive number nor a negative number, then it must be a 0. Okay, and then we simply write here at last print positive, negatives, and 0. Okay, now let's save the file and run the code. So you can see here the number of positive number in on the list is only three. Okay, and there's one is 10, another one is 8, and the last one is 14. Okay, absolutely correct. Okay, now the number of negatives is only 2. So let's check. Okay, yes, minus 5 and minus 2. And the number of zeros are 2. Okay, one zero is here and another one is here. Okay, so this is how we have done the code of to find the number of positives, negatives, and zero in a mixed integer of list. Okay, so we have done this question, guys. So now let's move to the next question. So our next question is the famous interview question: teach which batch. Okay, so our question is print numbers from 1 to 20 if a number is a multiple of 3, then print which. Okay, and if a multiple of 5, then print bunch. Bunch. And if a multiple of both 3 and 5, then print page bunch. Page bunch. Okay, page bunch. Otherwise, otherwise, print the number. Otherwise, print the number. Okay, this is the question. Okay, so this is which bunch. It is the most famous coding interview question in the world of for beginners. So the trick here is the order of your if statements. Okay, so you must check the multiple of both 3 and 5 first. Otherwise, the logic fails. So let's show you here. So first we will take here for loop for I in range for from 1 to here written here print numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, so we will take here starting point as 1 and ending point as 21 because we need to take 1 to 20. So if we take here 21, then it the loop will go up to 20. Okay, the last number is not included. Okay, now we will check 15 first. For example, if we take here 15, okay, if I percent 3 double is equal to 0. Yes, for example, if we take here 15, so 15 is multiple of both 3 and 5. Okay, now we check here I percent 5 double is equal to 0. Okay. Now if let's take an example 15. If 15 is divisible by 3 also and 5 also, then print which batch. Okay, which batch. I'll check one more condition. If it is divisible by only 3, then we will write here. Okay, then we will write here which. As written here, if it is multiple of 3, okay, if it is multiple of 3, then print which. Okay, now we write here elif if it is a multiple of 5, so print here batch. Okay, now else as written here, otherwise print the number. Okay, if it is not multiple of 3 and 5, or if it is not multiple of 3, or if it is not multiple of 5, then print the number. Okay, so print I. Okay, so let's check whether this is correct or not. So we have taken here a for loop. It ranges from 1 to 21. Okay, and it goes up to 1 to 20 as written here in question. Print number from 1 to 20. Okay, if a number is multiple of 3, print which. Okay, now let's now see here, if it is divisible of 3, then print which. Okay, if multiple of 5, then print batch. Okay, if it is multiple of 5, then print batch. And if both, okay, if it is multiple of both 3 and 5, then print page batch. Okay, then print page batch. Okay, it is easy question, but the main point to remember here is the order. Okay, so now let's save the file. Okay, as you can see here, 1 2, and then here written which in. Okay, here written here fridge because and 3 is not written because 3 is the multiple of 3. Okay, that's why it is written here fridge. And then 4, and then right here budge, written here budge because budge 5 is multiple of 5. Okay, the number is multiple of 5. Then 6 is multiple of 3. Then right here, then written here fridge. Okay, and 7 8 is not multiple of 3 or 5. Okay, when 9 is multiple of 3, that's why which. And then 10 is multiple of 5, that's why budge. Okay, and 11 is not a multiple of 3 and 5. Okay, and then 12 is multiple of 3. Okay, that's why which, and so on. Okay, okay, 15 is multiple of both 3 and 5. Okay, that's why here written which budge. Okay, 15 is multiple of both, that's why which budge is written here. Okay, as we have writing condition, then it is if a number is multiple of 3 and 5. Okay, then write print which budge. Okay, Okay, that's it for this question. Now let's do one more question, guys. So in this question, we will check the string palindrome. Okay, whether a string is palindrome or not. So question is asks the user for a word and check if it reads the same forward and backwards. Ask the user for a word and check if it reads the same forwards and backwards. Okay. So earlier we checked if a list was a palindrome using the reverse function, but for strings, Python has a secret trick that is negative slicing. Writing here in inside list. Okay, and negative slicing. Okay, this with the help of this will instantly reverse a string. Okay, this is a trick. So we will first take a variable word and take here user input and to a word. Okay, and then we will write here lower, as I already told you multiple times. Why we take here lower function? Lower function makes it case insensitive. Okay, because for example, if user will enter any uppercase later, then it will the lower function will simply convert the uppercase letter into a lowercase. Okay, then it is easy to find the palindrome, whether it is a palindrome word or not. Okay, now we simply take here a reverse word variable. Okay, let's take a reversed word. Now we will simply write here the formula or the trick. Okay, a trick is inside we use negative slicing. Okay, negative slicing here in the 2 colon and then minus 1. This will reverse the string. Okay, this is the slicing trick to reverse a word. Now we will simply check here with conditionals if word double is equal to reversed word. Yes, if this true, then print it is a palindrome. Okay, and if it is not true, if word is not is equal to word is not is equal to reversed word, then the compiler goes to else part and it will print not a palindrome. So as we have taken here a variable word and we have taken here input function to take input from the user. Okay, and we have used here lower function to lower the word. Okay, to convert the uppercase letter if user will give to lowercase, and then we will take here variable reverse word, and with the slicing trick, with the slicing tricks we have written here, and with the help of conditionals we check here whether word double is equal to reverse word. If yes, then print it is palindrome, else print not a palindrome. Now we will save the file and we will run the code. So for example, you can see here a word as, let's give Nitin. So you can see here Nitin is, it is a palindrome. Why? Because you read from this side Nitin and read from this side Nitin as written in the question. Check if it reads the same from forward and backwards. Okay. So if true, then write here palindrome, or not. Or if not, then write not palindrome. Okay. Check palindrome, check palindrome or not. Wait, check palindrome or not palindrome. Okay. So let's take here one more example. Now if we take here a word as, let's take John, then you will see here it is not a palindrome because it is different from forward and backward. We'll read from here NHOJ and read from forward JOH, John. Okay. So that's it for this question, guys. And that's it for this lecture. So we have done so many questions. So thanks for watching.